Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So these are my butterfly free download that is available on my website, and I thought we would come along and have a bit of a play around using some of these. So as I said in my video, there's two pages of large butterflies, and then there's one page of the butterflies shrunken down. They're still quite big, but you know, not as big as these. So I thought we could just come on and have a bit of a play and make a couple of things using them. So I'm just going to cut out, I think, a couple that maybe I might like to use. So I'll just use those, I think, that are just there at the bottom, because that's then nice and easy to cut out. And what I've done, I've just brought along a couple of things that we've made previously in our mass makes, because I thought that would just cut down, you know, on time really. So let's just get decorating a couple of these things up. So I'm just going to cut around this one. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Hope you're doing some crafting, having a nice time. Oops. Very grey here today, so yeah, it's been grey for several days now, and we'd had this like amazing heat wave for ages actually, and it was, you know, pretty early on in the season to be having such lovely hot weather. And yeah, I mean, actually it got to the point where it was like too hot. I couldn't stand being out in the garden at all, but it was really nice. But oh, I'd really caught the sun a lot, and now obviously we've had many grey days, so now my tan's all fading, unfortunately. I know it's you know, it's really bad for you, I know, but we do all feel a bit better, don't we, when the sun's out, and you know, you get a bit of colour, don't you? Well, I do. So a bit of a sweeping statement probably to say, don't you? So yeah, I don't want to offend anybody or anything, but it was really nice having the sun out until it got too hot, and then it was just like, oh, I can't bear this anymore. So this is just one of those little flippy pocket type things. So I mean, I would glue this down on a page like that, and then you've just got this like flip out to the side. So I'm just inking this up like that. Okay. Okay. I mean, as you can see, this has been, you know, coffee dyed, this flip up. So it's actually pretty dark already. I don't think it really needs particularly inking up at all. Okay. Now, just deciding how to have this. I'm just looking at things that happen to be floating about on my desk. We've got that one that's like one of those scrap florals. I'm not sure. Got some of my grungy numbers. That's quite nice, although it's quite big, but I mean, I quite like big sometimes. I think big is nice. Right. Oh, that might be quite nice. Okay, let's try and tear that one out. Okay. Oh, that looks so good against those stripes. I mean, there's something about stripes, isn't there? They look really kind of, you know, Regency kind of, yeah. I quite like them. I sometimes find them a bit difficult to use, if I'm honest. I like the look of them, and then when I come to use them, I'm like, oh, I'm not sure. But they look really good against that sepia sort of photo. Well, I mean, it's not a photo, obviously, but yeah, they look really good against there. So what I might do is just do a little bit of stamping maybe in the background. And I think I use my black stays on for that. So this is just that lovely scripty, but with the postmark type part to it. So me just put that there. Don't know how much that's really going to show up, to be honest, but and then we'll just put a bit more script down there. Okay. Probably have something else, so let me just have a little rummage. I like to just keep sort of stamps that I really use a lot, so I just keep a few here in my little drawer. I'm just going to stamp that over there. Oh, that's better because it's like really black on there, which looks really good. Yeah, I just like to keep sort of some just laying around in the drawer, some of my favourites that I really like using. And then they're just, you know, ready to grab, which is great. Oh, I don't know now. I'm going to have to go and get some doily, which is a bit annoying because I've only just switched on, obviously. But sorry, guys. I thought I had everything here and now, no, I haven't. But don't worry, it's literally on the top of the pile here. So I'm back already. Okay. Right. Let's just tear a bit out. That's really nice, isn't it? I think I just have that coming out. Or maybe at the top, actually. So see if my glue's going to play the game today. Yep. Okay. Oh, I've got quite a funny story to tell you guys. So last night, had to pop to the shop. So went, you know, to the supermarket with my eldest son, who I know I'm always boring you with this, but he's learning to drive. So, I mean, obviously he's keen to be going out in his car as much as he can. So he kind of was like, after dinner, you know, oh, do you want to go anywhere, Mum? You know, do you need to go to the shops or anything? So I said, not really. Well, I mean, I do, but, you know, I'm planning on sort of going tomorrow and doing a bit of shopping. So he said, oh, well, you know, why don't we go now and I can drive my car? So I said, oh, okay, you know. Now, I still haven't really been in a supermarket, I've got to confess. So, you know, since the lockdown thing, I haven't actually been in a supermarket still. So, yeah, I said to him, well, I tell you what, you know, we'll do a deal, because I didn't really feel like going out doing any shopping last night, to be honest. I mean, not that it was late, it was about 7 o'clock, but, you know, I didn't really feel like trudging out. So I said, well, I'll do you a deal, you know, if you want to pop in and get the shopping, then, you know, we can go now. So he's, oh, yeah, all right, you know, so I wrote the list of shopping, and I mean, literally, there was like, you know, a handful of things on there. There was like, you know, some lettuce, some cucumber, spring onions. And then I put on there 3 bananas. Now, we don't eat that many bananas, and quite often they do go brown in the bowl, you know, before you finish them. So when I said 3 bananas, I really did mean 3 bananas, because we probably do some more food shopping on Friday. And I thought, well, no one much is going to probably eat a banana between now and then. You know, maybe my daughter will. You know, maybe I will, but yeah, they probably won't really go. So 3 bananas would be ample. So he went in, he got the bits, and then he obviously came out and it was all in the bag. So I didn't really see what he'd bought until we got home. And he obviously interpreted my 3 bananas as, you know, like the big packets of like, you know, ready picked bananas. So they're in packets of like 5 or 6. 5 or 6. So he bought 3 of those packets. I said to him, you know, what's this? I said 3 bananas. And he was like, oh, you meant 3 bananas. And I was like, yeah, I meant 3 bananas. I said, but now we've got, you know, like 15 bananas. So, yeah, let's hope that he's going to be eating a load. It just made me chuckle. I was just like, did you not think, oh, that's a lot of bananas there? He said, well, I just thought we do go through a lot. So, yeah. You obviously have to be a bit more specific. I mean, obviously with everything else, I had been quite specific, because I'd said like, you know, 2 times lettuce, you know, 2 times cucumber. and all these other things. So when I said 3 times bananas, I mean, I literally did mean the loose ones, and I literally did mean 3. But yeah, he obviously interpreted it as 3 packs of bananas. I mean, it just baffled me because I thought, when's he ever seen 3 packets of bananas, you know, sat in the bowl? Anyway, you know, it's all fine, but everyone's just going to have to eat a lot of bananas. So, yeah, I might make a banoffee pie, which I did offer to make a banoffee pie the other day. And there's like a brilliant recipe for like a vegan banoffee pie, which to be honest tastes pretty much the same as the, you know, the regular one. But yeah, he snubbed it and said, oh, do you mean one of those vegan ones? I said, yeah. I said, oh, don't worry. So I didn't. But yeah, I might do later because we've got 15 bananas to use. And actually, I think that banoffee pie recipe literally uses like maybe 3. So we're still going to have a lot of bananas left. Okay. I mean, banoffee pies are lovely, aren't they? And to be fair, they're lovely, you know, regardless. I mean, vegan or not vegan, they're equally yummy. And I always think the funny thing is with the banoffee pie, it kind of sounds really impressive. And I think it looks quite impressive, and it certainly tastes really impressive, you know. But they're so dead easy, aren't they? So, yeah, kind of really one of those, you know, if you're trying to sort of do something that's really quite yummy and tasty and impressive, but still very easy, then they're the one to go with, aren't they? And, you know, let's face it, who doesn't love a banoffee pie? Right, I'm just deciding how to have this, because I was convinced I wanted this like a little tab thing, you know, turner. But actually, I think I prefer it like that. So I'm going to do that instead. Okie dokie. And this is quite nice because it mimics the image that's underneath, so that's quite a good thing. Oh, come on. Okay. Now I'm just wondering if we want another butterfly somewhere. So I had cut that one. What did I do with the others that we didn't use yet? Oh, where did I put them? Oh, just up there. Maybe I'll have one from the smaller sheet. So again, I'm just going to chop these off, I think. Don't know whether this might be a bit white, but let's have a look and see. Okay. Okie dokie, oh, come on. Oh, come on. I asked my daughter what she'd been doing this week at school, because she's back at school now, but just that 2 days a week. So, yeah, on Monday I said to her, you know, what did you do at school today? So at first I got the can't remember. Oh, can't remember. And then she thought about it and she said, oh, they were talking about being kind. So I said, oh, that's lovely. So, you know, that's really great that they're covering things like that in school. I mean, I think when we were at school, it was just kind of like taken for granted that you would be kind. But as we all know, sometimes people aren't kind, you know, and yeah, so I think it's really important that they're actually, you know, properly doing that as a sort of a lesson now. So, yeah, I mean, I know we all think this really of our own children, but I mean, touch wood, she is a very kind girl anyway. But I said, oh, what, you know, what types of things then? And she said that they watched a film. I think she said it was called Bubbles, which I assume it's probably available online. So, yeah, might have to look at it. But she said that they watched a film called Bubbles, and then they obviously talked about it. And they talked about it in terms of filling somebody's bucket up. So, you know, if you say something really nice to somebody, it's filling their bucket up. And I just thought that was such a lovely way to, you know, relate that to a child, you know, of the be kind. And then she said that, you know, if you're unkind, that would be dunking their bucket and sort of getting rid of everything out of their bucket, which, you know, what a brilliant way to look at it. So yeah, okay, there's that one. So I love how that looks, and we've got obviously the big butterfly here and then the smaller one in there. So really, really cute. I'll just pop that to one side. And then I also brought along this little tag booklet. Well, it's not that little, it's pretty huge actually, but we just ink it up. So again, this is just a ready-made, you know, from my mass makes. I mean, as you know, I don't really tend to decorate mine on the day. I just kind of keep them until I'm going to use them, and then I can pull them in and do what I like with them then. Yeah, so I said to her, oh, you know, what would be like an example then? Because then she kept on saying things like, oh, mummy, you know, let me give you a cuddle, and oh, I love you, mummy, and let me kiss you. And she said, I'm filling your bucket up. I said, oh, my bucket's literally overflowing. It feels so good. And then I said to her, you know, what would be an example of emptying the bucket? And she literally, you know, she just kept saying, oh, you'd be making that person feel sad. I said, well, what would you do? You know, how would you make that person feel sad? And she said, well, by emptying their bucket. And she kept just doing that, you know, turning it round one way then the other way, but not giving examples of what you would say. I don't know whether that was because she just couldn't bring herself to say the things, or whether she genuinely couldn't really think of anything. But I said, well, how about if, you know, you said, oh, mummy, you know, you look really bad today, or something. And she said, oh no, that would be really mean and you'd feel really horrible. So yeah, she did definitely know what they were, you know, what they were saying. So yeah, I thought that was, you know, really great that schools are doing things like that these days. I mean, I assume that that's a sort of curriculum type thing now. Well, I mean, obviously they're not really doing curriculum-y stuff at the moment, because not the whole school, you know, not everyone is back. But I assume that they are doing, I don't know, loosely curriculum-y type things. I'm just wondering whether I might have to tear this along here so as it would fit better. So that's kind of better. Okay. Because, I mean, sometimes kids can be so mean, can't they? And, you know, well, I mean, not just kids, obviously, adults can be equally as mean. And, you know, it just really, well, it's really important to obviously, you know, recognise kind of what that does to people and how much that does hurt people. So, like I say, I mean, I really don't think we had those kind of discussions when we were at school. I think it was just a given that you would be decent to other people, you know, but you didn't really explore what that actually, you know, what constituted being decent and what the impact would be if you weren't. So I think it's quite important. And, you know, it's so important that children are sort of talking about feelings and emotions and, you know, things like that as well, because again, you know, when we grew up, it was not really talked about so much. So I think it's really good that people can express how they're feeling now and not feel embarrassed or, you know, ashamed or uncomfortable saying it, but they can say, well, actually that made me feel horrible when you said that, you know. Okie dokie. So we could have that butterfly there. I mean, we could do like a butterfly around the thingamajiggly, but actually no, that's not really big enough. So I'm just going to put this on here. I won't use my Fabri-Tac because that's a bit extravagant. Oops. Sorry, I was just knocking everything off the desk. Yeah, I mean, the weather's obviously completely changed, you know, in terms of temperature, because also on my shopping list of, like, you know, the salad, I also had a couple of tins of soup on there because it had been really chilly, and obviously not everybody wanted soup, but I quite fancied some soup the other day and I didn't want to have to make it from scratch just for me. So yeah, I even had soup on that list, which, the irony, you know, a couple of weeks ago, my gosh, it was so hot, couldn't you know, face anything or fancy anything other than salad. And now it was so cold. I mean, I say so cold, I mean, of course it's not really so cold, but you know what it's like, you do get chilly, don't you? And yeah, so chilly that I even, you know, put soup on the shopping list. Okay. Right, there we go. So yeah, if you've downloaded the butterflies already, I hope you're having fun with them. I actually can't remember now whether I said that they're available on my website or whether I hadn't. So I'm not trying to just plug my website, or, well, I mean, not that I think it does anything to have people going there. You know, I don't earn anything or anything like that from you going there, but yeah, I'm just kind of mentioning it again in case I didn't mention that, because I can't remember whether I actually did say or not where to get the you know, the butterfly downloads from. But yes, they're on my website, so if you haven't been over and got some, then, you know, feel free to head over there and get yourself some. Right, I'm just having a look. Just thought that butterfly needed a bit of a longer piece in the middle. Oops. Oh my gosh. I'm at that stage again where, like, glue is just hanging off me and now making everything stick all over me. That just seems to be a permanent state, to be honest. Glue, like, just just all over me. Yep. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, right. Oh, finally got that stuck down. That was a bit of a sticky situation. Oh, now the white's stuck on me. Literally just, yep, everything's stuck. Right, let me just stand up and just check what time we're up to, because, you know, I don't want to be here for too long. Okay, that's all right. You lose track when you're doing a video, I think, sometimes, and you don't know really how long you've been filming for. Okay. Okay, that's really nice, isn't it? And then just want to put a couple of those little hole reinforcers, which I know that I have got those somewhere, and now of course I can't find them anywhere at all. I actually saw them yesterday. Like, normally I hang them straight up onto my little hook, and for some reason they're not there now. Now I can't see them anywhere. Oh, that's so annoying. I must go back and pick up some of the other projects that I have been doing, because yeah, the desk is just so messy again. I know, it's shameful, to be honest, why, or you know, the mess that is my desk. It's just shameful. Right, let me just get my hole reinforcers now. Again, I know exactly where they are, so it won't take me 2 seconds. Here we go. So I just buy these in little packets, and actually I get mine from Sainsbury's supermarket. Oops. Like that. And you get loads. 1,000, look, 1,000 hole reinforcers. I mean, weirdly, although you get 1,000, which seems tons and tons, shockingly, I've had, you know, several packs of those, so I obviously go through them pretty quickly. Okay. I get then one sheet and just ink the whole sheet up so it's all just ready to go when I come to use them. Like that. Oops, okay. Right, let me just pin these back up on the hook. So at least I have some up there, even if this one goes missing, which I will. You know, I intend on putting this anyway back on the hook in a minute, but who knows? Stranger things have happened, so just pop that. Oh, come on. Like that. Okay. And then just deciding what to put through here, because obviously, you know, this is a booklet, so I don't want to you know, tie them both together so that you can't open it, of course. So I'm just wondering whether, oops, if I had a bit of the black lace, whether I could just thread it through just the first, you know, just the front. Oh, come on. Well, that's not too bad, is it? Okay. And then should we just decorate the inside as well? So, oh, I might have that there, I think. Okie dokie. Yeah, I'm actually quite shocked by that 1,000 hole reinforcers, to be honest, because I think, wow, I did not think I had used, you know, several thousand of those, but yeah, I obviously have, because, like I said, I have actually had several packets of those, so that's pretty shocking, actually. I've got that orange one, or I've got that one. Now I'm looking really for another yellowy type tone. Here we go. Okie dokie. Yeah, I need to, you know, sit and cut a load of these out. But obviously they're just hot off the press at the moment, so to speak. So I just hadn't got round to cutting some yet. But it's on my list of things to do. Okie dokie. So, oops, again, let me just ink that up. Okay. So I could have that down there or up there. I actually quite like it in both places, to be honest. What do you think? Should we have another one on the other side? Or are we going like butterfly crazy here? Well, to be fair, I mean, the video was about playing with the freebie butterflies, wasn't it? So I guess we're going to go a bit butterfly crazy, really. Because that was what we've come to do, but are we just like overkill now? Like way too many. Let's have a look. Okay. Okie dokie, right, so let's just cut that one out. Okay. Well, although that is, you know, a lot of butterflies, I don't mind it like that. I think it's okay. I think it's okay, even though it is, you know, butterfly central, but I don't mind it. It's kind of nice. So that one up there. And then on the facing, just here, what should we have there? Let's see whether I've got anything. What did I have on the front? Oh yeah. I'm just using this really because this is still here from a previous video, and you know, it's just handy to use what's right there in front of you, isn't it? Rather than be, you know, rummaging around on the desk looking for other things. I'm not sure. Not sure about her actually. Unless she goes up there. I don't like her down there. Definitely don't. Let's just ink her up a little bit. Just going to pull in the doily again because, you know, maybe she needs something else. Maybe that's what's missing. Yeah, I'm going to have her like that, I think. So I'll just pop that doily on. Okie dokie. Oops, where's my wipe? Okay. And then pop her on. Oh my gosh. Just dropped her then onto the doily. Oh well, not too bad. Right. And actually I'm just going to put a hole reinforcer here. Okay. Do we want a bit of stamping around on there? I think we probably do, don't we? So again, let me just get my... Now, what am I going to go for here? I might just have a little bit of this one. So, again, just... I mean, this, obviously I haven't even got the packaging anymore, but again, it's just one of my old-time favourites. So I just like to keep it just in the drawer to use, you know, whenever I fancy taking, you know, having it somewhere. So I've got that there. Just might put a little bit on the front, perhaps. Oh, to be honest, it's just lost there. You might as well not have it. Doesn't really do anything being up there, but never mind. You know, you can't tell sometimes, can you, until you actually stamp it there, and it's worth then having a look. So I'm just going to put a little bit of script around. There we go. Okay, so that's probably it now. Otherwise I think I'm at risk of actually, you know, making it look rubbish. So yeah, that's probably it. So yeah, there's our little pockets, and obviously we've got lots of butterflies going on there. Now where's our other piece that we made? And our other piece again, we've got that butterfly there, and obviously, you know, the butterfly there. So yeah, just a couple of ideas there of you know, things to do or ways to use the butterflies. So as I say, they're on my website, so please do head over and download yourself a set. So yeah, I hope that you like them, hope you have fun with them, and thank you so much for watching. Hopefully see you all again soon. Thanks guys, bye.